Okay, so we got one large green bell pepper, one jalapeno pepper chopped up with the seeds removed, 3 cloves of garlic, minced, whichever way you want to chop it up. We got a large onion chopped up as well. We got 2 cans of fire roasted and diced tomatoes. These are the best for chilies. Tastes so amazing in there. Tomato paste, about 6 ounces should be enough. Usually I get a bigger can just in case, but that should be more than enough. Here we have pinto beans, light red kidney beans, and dark kidney beans. Okay. Some people add more beans, but that's enough for me. And we're also going to need 3 cups of beef broth. Here I have about a little over a pound of ground beef, maybe a pound and a half. I bought a 4-pound pack and I just split it in 4s. I have a feeling this is a little more than the others. Over here we got 2 tablespoons of chili powder, 2 tablespoons of cumin. We have 1 tablespoon of salt. We have 1.5 teaspoon of ground black pepper. And then right here we got about half a teaspoon of chipotle chili. Okay, and that's pretty much the mix that we're gonna use. We do not use the packs, the ready packets that you find in the stores. It tastes so much better if you mix your own. It costs a little bit more, but keep in mind, when you buy them, you get quite a bit of them and they'll last you a long time. Trust me, you'll save a lot of money and it will taste so much better if you mix your own, okay? Always mix your own. Cumin, chili, all that stuff, okay? So for this, we're going to be using our Ninja foodi all-in-one pressure cooker. It pretty much does everything. It pressure cooks, steams, slow cooks. We're going to be using the slow cook option on this, and we're going to slow cook this chili for about 8 hours, okay? If you don't own one of these, any other Instant Pot should work, or if you have a slow cooker itself, that should work as well. You just might have to brown your meat on a stove top first before you place it on your slow cooker, okay? But with this one, it does let me saute, which we will be doing, so, okay? And I found that high with this is a little too high, so you should go medium. Medium is actually a good temperature. And we're going to saute our beef in here with onions and garlic, okay? You always want to start with the onions first. Make sure it's translucent before you add your garlic, and then add your meat on top of that, okay? Alright, let's do that. I added about 2 tablespoons of oil in there. You don't have to do that. The only reason I do it is because I'm going to do the onions first. If you want to do your meat first, that is completely fine. It just tastes better if you cook your onions first and then add your garlic. You know, you get all that fusion going on, okay? But yeah. Okay, so we got our onions going in there. It's been cooking for about 2 minutes now. It's still, you know, it's still pretty white. You want to make sure it's like really translucent. The main reason for that is obviously it does help with the taste, but the acidity at the end of the recipe will be much less. Okay. I do have a little secret that I use for that, which does reduce the acidity. Obviously, if you have heartburn or anything like that, it does help. But yeah. Cook it down as much as you can. Obviously, you don't want to burn it, but you want to make sure it's nice and translucent, okay? Wait a little longer, and then we'll add our garlic, okay? Okay, now that our onions have gotten this beautiful color, you see it's almost caramelized. It's getting to that point. I added my garlic, okay? And we're going to mix that in. The garlic, you do not want to cook it too much because garlic does burn. really fast, okay? You're just leaving it there just enough to give it a little color. But, oh guys, you guys can smell this. It smells amazing in here. There we go. The next thing in will be the ground beef, okay? We're going to brown the ground beef until we get most of the liquid out of it. And then if there's too much oil or fat in the bottom, we're going to be draining it and removing some of that, okay? Okay, I've just added our ground beef, okay? I literally left the garlic there for maybe 2 minutes tops, maybe 3 minutes. And now we're going to make sure we break this down as much as we can. We don't want like big clumps. Obviously it doesn't really matter since we're cooking for 8 hours, but it does help with the evenness of the meat, okay? So let's go ahead and break it down as much as we can, mix that onion in there. Then we want to make sure we get this meat completely browned, okay? And I'll be back when this is completely browned. Okay, so as you can see, our meat's completely browned, okay? This is how you want them, okay? I've been stirring it pretty much the whole time. There's quite a bit of liquid going on there in the bottom. I took some of it out, not all of it. I do like a little bit of that juice in the bottom because all the flavors are there. You don't really have to drain it. Some people like draining after the chili's done because the oil will sit over the top. You can just go over with the ladle and pick it up. But now that the meat's completely brown, we're going to go ahead and add our jalapeno pepper, okay? And that is 1 whole jalapeno pepper. Make sure when you're chopping these, you wear gloves, or make sure you wash your hands fairly well, okay? Because you don't want to be touching your eyes afterwards, and it's just not fun, okay? There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and add our green pepper. You can add red, yellow, orange peppers, whatever you want to, type of bell peppers you want. Obviously, the traditional one is made with green peppers, so I prefer using green peppers. And now we're going to let this sit for just a little bit and let that everything infuse together, okay? Okay, so it has been about 5 minutes. I let it go for a little bit. As you can see, our onions are completely translucent right now. We're going to go in with the spices next, okay? And this is our spice mix. Trust me, once you use your own spice mix, you will never go back, okay? For the chipotle chili right there, that half teaspoon, that is optional. It depends if you like spicy or not. I like it a little bit more spicy. I would recommend trying it first before completely not using it, because it does taste fantastic, okay? And we're going ahead and add all that. Make sure we get all of it. Get a spoon here. Oh wow, the smell that comes out of that once you add the spices is fantastic. It is something else. There we go. It's incredible, the smell. Okay, I'm going to mix all that in. I have used the pre-mixed stuff from the supermarket, and it's funny that each smell and the taste is just not the same. Okay, it will never be. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because it's all been mixed together for such a long time. It's just sitting in the shelf. But this will be a lot better, okay? So we're just going to wait about 2 minutes or so. Let everything infuse again. Okay? It's a little bit of a process, but trust me, it's worth it. Alright, so the next step will be the beef broth. Okay, we're going to add 3 cups of beef broth in there, okay? I'll be back with you once I've added that. Okay, so 3 cups of beef broth. Okay. See, it's nice and soupy. Okay, that's how you want it. Now, this is your choice. You don't have to add this Cholula hot sauce. This is by far one of the best hot sauce I've ever tasted. We're gonna add about I want to say about a tablespoon of it. You do not have to use this one. Okay, you can use whatever hot sauce you want. If you don't want it, don't add it. I just like the taste that it adds to it. Okay, this is optional. Let's go ahead and drop that right there. That's at about a tablespoon. Okay. Maybe a little more. There we go. And you know, cooking it's not an exact science. You guys just gotta, play with flavors, whatever you like. Obviously, certain things doesn't mix, but you probably already know that. We're gonna mix that in, and then we're gonna let it come to a simmer. And once it starts simmering, we'll add the rest of the ingredients, okay? Alright. Now that is simmering up top, that's what we wanted. We're going to add more beans, okay? Now, I did drain them. They're drained. I did rinse them a little bit. I just like getting those preserved as much of the preservative, I can't say it, but you know what I'm saying. As much of the preservatives out as possible. So I do rinse them before I add them in, okay? Now, you can add more beans. Everybody's got their own taste, okay? Once the beans are in, we're going to go with the fireworks and diced tomatoes. And these are fantastic, okay? The first can. And here goes the second. Oop, that lid's about to fall off. There we go. Put it there for now. Go. Beautiful. Let's mix that in. This looks amazing. And it will taste way better than it looks. But here's the tomato paste. I like adding it now. I literally add the whole 6 ounce, okay? Let me do that and I'll be right back with it. Okay, we've added our tomato paste. Now we're just going to mix that in very well, okay? Make sure it's completely mixed in. That's done. You're gonna get your lid, whichever pressure cooker you're gonna be using, or not a pressure cooker. Sorry, I keep getting confused because this is a pressure cooker. This is actually a slow cooker. Okay, get your slow cooker. If you're using an Instapot, get your Instapot. It does slow cook as well. Let me get my lid. Okay, we are going to close this up. Close it up, and then we want to make sure that the vent here is on vent, okay? You want to make sure it's venting at all times. You do not want to seal it. That would be for pressure cooking, so you do not seal it. This would be sealed. If you have one of these and you want to vent, you want to pull it all the way to the side and lift it up. It's like when you're releasing it, okay? And then once it's over the little latch, you get the difference. So you guys can tell. See, that's down. That's up. Okay, that's been here now. we're gonna switch this into slow cook, and we're gonna slow cook on low for about 8 hours. Okay, and there we go. And now, time to clean the mess. But I'll come back once the timer's up. Okay. All right, so it's the next day. It cooked for 8 hours, and it did stay warm for about 2 hours and 30 minutes. Okay. Mainly because I let it cook overnight. Okay. Yeah. My lazy ass was asleep, and I overslept with the alarm, which is completely fine, which is why I have a slow cooker. It will cook, and then we'll keep it warm for you. Okay. So, let's go ahead and open it. Yeah, the smell inside this house is fantastic. I'm gonna have to open the window and share it with the other neighbors as well, because I know the ones around me are smelling it. So remember how I told you guys about the meat fat? This would be the perfect time to drain it. Like if you want to drain it, all you want to do is go up top and just do this and get all the fat out that way. It will always sit in the top. So just put your ladle down like this and get as much as you can this way. As you can see, all I'm getting right now is fat. Okay, this is the best way of getting it off. I'll stir here in a second. Let me just, I usually get one whole ladle, and that's good enough for me. Because once you mix, you won't even notice it. It's there. Okay, so there we go. Let me get rid of this, and I'll be back to stir so you guys can see it. Okay, and we're back. Let's stir it up. Look how beautiful this looks, guys. And this is the perfect consistency too. This is exactly how you want it. If it's something like a little more chunky, a little more soupy, sorry, a little more chunky, like, you know, just a little bit more like, because there is quite a bit of liquid here. It's just, this is how I like mine. Okay. You wanna obviously turn on your, if you have the option, you can turn on your saute for like 5 minutes on medium or medium low, and it will thicken up quite a bit. Okay. Now the chilies is done. Let me give it a quick taste. And what you want to do is, let me taste it first and I'll let you know. Oh my god, it tastes so good. Okay. So what you want to do, what I like doing is I add about a tablespoon of sugar. Okay. And what that's going to do, it's going to help get rid of some of that acidity. Okay, that's about a tablespoon, maybe a little more, not too much. Okay, it's about a tablespoon. You want to mix that in, and that will make the acidity not completely vanish, but it helps with it. Okay, sugar will always neutralize acidity. I've seen people use baking soda. I'm not gonna use baking soda in a chili. I don't even know why that's a thing, but why would you use soap in a chili? But it's a big thing apparently. A lot of cooks use. I don't like using it. It's, unless it's baking soda on it, but it does taste like soap if you use too much. Okay, let me get the bowl. Let me get a different bowl. That's a soup bowl. Look at that, guys. Doesn't that look amazing? I've seen people eat it all sorts of different ways. Sour cream, cheese, whatnot, but I do not like eating it that way. I'll probably, towards lunchtime, I'll make some rice and I'll eat it with some rice. But crackers as well. One can. Nice go. Let me use the other hand. So, okay. Just like that. Traditional way. Crackers. Alright, guys, ready? Open up. Oh my god, that's so good. That's really, really good. Alright, ready? Alright. Well, I'm done torturing you guys. If you want to give it a try, go ahead. Yeah, this is how I make chili. The right way.